Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And what you are attending today is Get to Know the ALC UnConference 2026. We are set to be in Puerto Rico, February 11th through 13th of 2026. We're super excited for this tropical location. We are continuing to get more and more registrants every day, and are excited to be able to put together this preview today. This preview not only will be sent to you, but it'll be sent to everyone who's registered so that they get a sense of what the event is like. So one of the things that we're going to go through is, who attends the UnConference, important dates and times, the sponsors, airport transportation, ALC services, kind of the daily agenda, what to expect while you're here, a little bit to go over session topics and networking. So that's what to expect from our time together today. But first off, I want to be able to acknowledge the ALC antitrust statement. This is big, not just for our meeting today, but for the time that we're together in Puerto Rico. One of the things that we need to remember is that when we meet as an organization, because we're all part of the same industry, we cannot talk about pricing. So that's going to be a really big thing that not only we make sure happens during webinars, but that also takes place while we're at the UnConference. And it's really our job to monitor ourselves on that. We have quite a few people who are very familiar with this and are going to be able to also help, but just first and foremost, no talking about pricing. These are the ALC's 2026 annual sponsors. We're very excited to have them on board and sponsoring the organization this year. And these are the sponsors for the ALC UnConference. As I mentioned in the chat, there's a few links for people to be able to reference. We are still have a few options available if you're interested in sponsoring the UnConference. So I have a link there for you to be able to jump on and look at what's available. But we are happy to be able to call these 4 companies our sponsors for the event in Puerto Rico. So who is the UnConference for? I think this is a big question that we have, and it's one of the things that we make sure is printed kind of up front and foremost when people are registering, and that the UnConference is designed for C-suite executives of language service companies. So we recommend that when people are registering that they're well versed in a lot of aspects of their organization. It doesn't mean that a CFO or a chief marketing officer wouldn't be able to really have a robust discussion, but we want to make sure that everyone who is at the roundtable sessions are participating in all the conversations. So it needs to be people who do have a global view of the organization, because that's what we're going to be talking about. So the first and foremost thing to remember is that there is a date cutoff on the ALC discount for the hotel. We are at the Hilton Caribe, and the discount ends on January 20th. I am doing a good job of going back and seeing who's registered, making sure that they are registered at the hotel, but we don't want you to miss this date. This is the date where after this passes, it's not guaranteed that you can get the rate, and it's not guaranteed that a room's going to be available. So luckily we have a few more weeks available for this to take place, but absolutely want to make sure that people are getting the reservations in. There is going to be more information to come for you. As I mentioned, you're going to get a link to this recording so that you're going to be able to go back if you need to. There's going to be an UnConference event app. We're going to launch that on February 4th, so keep an eye out in your email box for that. And then also we'll be giving you an update on the roundtable discussions. And I'll go into a little bit more about what to expect with regards to those. So I know this is a very far outlook on the forecast, but So far, it's looking beautiful in Puerto Rico for the time that we're there. Just to keep in mind that the temperatures are looking to be in the 80s. That's typical for February. It is going to be humid. And our locations where you're having conversations are going to be outdoors. So, when it is set for rain, we have a backup rain location. But we want to make sure that one of the things that you're thinking about, and you'll see throughout this presentation, is that you're going to be outside. So, we're talking shorts, we're talking Hawaiian shirts, maybe a hat to keep the sun off, your face. But that's one of the things to always keep in mind. And I'm going to point out a little bit as far as, the attire that people are wearing, just to keep you informed as we move forward. So the airport to fly into is SJU. And this is approximately 20 minutes away from the hotel. It's distance-wise not that far. It's more of a slow traffic situation. Uber and Lyft are great ways to be able to get from the airport to the hotel. It's under 20 bucks for one way. But if you're taking Uber or Lyft, it does not drop off at the front door of the hotel. Rather, it drops off at the shops at the hotel, and I'll give you a sense of where that is. I took a cab one of the times that I went in there. The line for taxis was a little long, but that did drop me off right at the front circle of the hotel. So when I say they don't drop you off right at the front circle, they drop you off where the big yellow star is. The cabs will actually drive up the driveway and make it almost all the way to where the arrows are completed. But if you're able to walk, if your suitcase is not too heavy, again, Uber and Lyft is a great way to make it. And as you'll see here with these yellow arrows, you'll make your way past a restaurant, past a coffee shop, past an ice cream shop, a sundry area, and then you'll make your way right to the circle where the front desk is. That is less than a 3-minute walk, but just wanting to set expectations. One of the things I also want to make sure that you're aware of is that the way that the keys work for the hotel room, we're all used to kind of the plastic credit card size keys. The keys for this event, they are actually wristbands with the RFID on the front on a plastic piece. We made sure that they're very stretchy wristbands, so you can take them off and throw them in your pocket. You don't have to sleep with them on. You're not kind of wedded to that your entire time. We wanted to make sure that was flexible for everyone. So this is the hotel. The top corner on the right-hand side is the lobby area. So it's open. There's no main doors into it. The lobby area where you check in is right there to your left. And then some great seating and a great meetup place to your right. If you were to go straight ahead, those are the doors that could take you out to the pool, which you can see down below on the bottom right. As I mentioned before, the hotel rate and guarantee of rooms goes through January 20th. So want to make sure that everyone makes their reservations by that point. When you do go and make your reservations, if you haven't already, one thing just to note is that the select attendee type, there's either staff or attendee. You're an attendee. So I think that is probably the most asked question that I've received so far. So just wanted to make sure that as you go in and do select that on the website, just select attendee and make reservation, and it goes very smooth from there. We will have sign language interpreters, and those are going to be provided by AI Deaf. We appreciate their sponsorship and providing this for us. We always want to make sure that language it's the word today, that we're including everyone within all discussions. So we will have some deaf attendees, and we'll be working through all assignments, making sure that everyone is served to the best of our ability. So the first thing on your schedule after you arrive, after you check in, is the opening reception, which is on Wednesday. It is not on the February 7th, and I apologize. It should be on February 11th. Let's just change that real quick. It is on February 11th, and it is from 5 o'clock until 6:30. As I mentioned before, one of the things I want to make sure that you see is what are people wearing? I think that's a big question that people always ask is, well, what should I wear? Since this is a business event, should I be wearing a suit, coat, and tie? Well, I put Seamus right front and center. Seamus does, and that's okay. But everyone else, you can dress however you feel fit and comfortable. We will be outside, and we will be there right as sunset starts taking place. So sunset, I believe, is at 6:18. So the opening reception will have cocktails. It will also have some hors d'oeuvres as well. One of the things that I do have in the chat is a link. If there's a guest that you would like to bring to the opening reception, you can purchase a guest ticket for that. The opening reception is at the hotel. So if you remember the Uber and Lyft location, the big yellow circle up more towards the top mid left is going to be where the opening reception takes place. So when we looked at the doors that went out to the pool, you actually go through those doors and then make your way around the pool to this area. And we'll have some light music and everyone will be gathering. This is also the place where the registration desk is going to be located. So this is the place where you're going to be picking up your name tag. This is a name tag from last year when we were at St. Pete Beach. But the name tag is going to have your name, your title, your company, and then if you're an ALC member, and we're going to be handing those out. So not only will the name tags be handed out at the opening reception, we'll also have the individual schedule go live on the app. So this is something that I want to really take some time to walk through, and that's the individual schedule. One thing to note is that your schedule looks like no one else's schedule at the UnConference. Our goal is to be able to mix up the registrants at every session so that there are new people at your table. There might be one that you've seen at a previous time before, but we want to be able to make sure that you have time with everyone that's at the UnConference. And so I just want to give you just a brief overlook of what a schedule looks like. And here, this is for Bill Rivers. And so 8 to 9 a.m., there's a new member, first-time attendee orientation. Then everyone also is able to attend breakfast. We typically have breakfast and the orientation in the same location, kind of do two birds with one stone. Then we'll do a welcome by our president, who's actually on this call here now, Josh Panisse. Thanks, Josh.
Welcome.
And then, and then we go to your session. So each session is 1 hour long, and you go to a different location each session. So here from 9:45 to 10:45, that's session 1. Everyone goes to session 1 together, but everyone roughly has a different location. So here, Bill is going to session 1 and he goes to location 4. There's a map provided, there are signs available, there's people who help direct you to where you need to go. But that's where you end up. We always have a 30-minute break in between sessions. That way, if you need to make some phone calls, run to the restroom, grab something to drink, you have time to be able to do that. And then session 2, he goes to a new location. So one thing is that, at each of these sessions, session 2, everyone in the whole group, and there's 8 locations, talk about the same topic. And we'll get into topics in a second. But you're moving and switching locations to make sure that you are getting seated with different people, getting to know different attendees, and making sure that the conversations feel fresh each time. And they often do because they're different topics. Again, lunch, and then sessions, your 30-minute break, and then a session again. Here, it indicates that Bill's a moderator. What a moderator means is that it means that you are the person who has the card. You are the one who unveils the topic and reads that to the group. You make sure that the timing of the session starts on time and ends on time, and you make sure that everyone in the group talks to each other. We typically do on the first day assign moderators to people who have been to the UnConference before, but don't you worry, I will make sure that you're a moderator before you leave. So, we will always look to be able to make sure that everyone is assigned at some point in time. So that's a big deal. So again, as mentioned before, how does it work? Well, you've got really early the fitness group, but then here first time attendee orientation, breakfast, welcome, and then your round tables. And if you look again at the dress, people are in flip-flops, people are in Hawaiian shirts, they're in hats, sunglasses. If you're someone who prefers to wear sunglasses outside, or inside, you can make sure that you're most comfortable during these sessions. And again, at the tables, there's between 8 to 10 people. And again, everyone switches in between each session. Got that. Okay, so as mentioned before, the moderator receives a card. So here you've got like some pictures of cards here on the right. And what it is you get a icebreaker question, which may be, what's your favorite dessert? And then after that, it goes into, your topics, and I'll get through that a little bit more. So again, each roundtable session has 8 to 10 people. They're 1 hour long. And there's a topic for that. And you have 8 sessions over a period of 2 days. So right now, the committee is working on topics for 2026, but they tend to follow kind of the similar pattern. And so what I'm showing you here is the 2025 main topics. So there's discussions about sales, branding and growth, next generation, talent management, innovation technology, operations, HR, and AI. I would say a majority of our conversations over the years are within these realms, but it's the subtopics, it's the actual questions that change and are more specific each year. And that's what you see here on the right-hand side. Once the committee completes the topics, we will be sending to all attendees the main topic, as well as, kind of a hint as to the subtopic and the questions that are going to be handled there. So the time between sessions, as I mentioned before, restroom, making calls, but also just if you can help kind of keep things put back together, because, a next group is coming your way. So a lot of times people will move a table into the shade. That's great. If shade works and you can move the table 5 feet, do it. If there's water bottles on it, if you don't mind taking those. I try to go through and clean up after everything, but if you can leave it as found, that's always appreciated. So one of the things you'll have on your schedule is afternoon waterside locations. We've found that over the years, many people prefer to be in the water in the afternoons. And so what we do, in your schedule will show for afternoon, is it'll say like location 6 or waterside location 5, or something like that. And so with those, that gives you the opportunity to put on a swimsuit at lunch and be able to either sit by the side of the pool or jump in and have those small discussions. We've just felt that, it keeps people more engaged. They're much cooler. They're having a much better time. You're in a tropical location. You want to be feeling like you're on vacation. And so this is something that we've made a modification over the years to make sure that people have that time to be able to do that and not feel like they're missing out. But it's optional. So again, you'll have a dry location and a waterside location. So each one of those will be available. And again, we start those in the afternoon after lunch. So the locations right now are in 2 locations. So again, if you've got the hammock area to the left and beach corner to the right, we are still working with the hotel on identifying the specific waterside locations, but we'll be able to put those up and be able to identify them as well. So again, everything is available going through those kind of double doors that you saw from the front desk. So everything, you walk out that way, and that's how you get to all of the locations that we'll be having. Friday follows a similar pattern. At this point, where it differs is really in the closing. Typically at the end of the UnConference, the president will have a few parting words. What are people talking about? What have they, what's kind of been the most talked about topic that they've been hearing, and maybe, some next steps for people to keep the conversations going and to keep those connections fresh. And then we move to the closing dinner. The closing dinner is offsite. It is at this beautiful restaurant that is just backed up to an old fort wall. We have both inside and outside available at that. One thing to note, and I apologize, I didn't do this earlier too, bug spray. There's like these little gnats that tend to only go from your knees to your ankles. If you're outside at the restaurant, that definitely is happening. And I would guess that during the roundtable sessions, that's going to be taking place too. So I'll be making sure to put on the recommended packing list bug spray. They do have it at the hotel, but if you're someone who you prefer a certain type, that'd be my recommendation. Always just make sure that you've got your legs covered. But the dinner is going to be wonderful. We'll make time to all gather in the lobby of the hotel and group up together for either an Uber or Lyft ride. It's a 10-minute ride, but dinner is going to be fabulous. There's a big tree inside the restaurant as well, and typical Puerto Rican cuisine. So I think we'll really enjoy what they have to offer. And so that's all I've got for today. What my hope was is if there's questions, to be able to answer the questions. And then if there are, have the people who are on today just maybe introduce themselves. Let us know if it's your first UnConference, first time to Puerto Rico, and just get to hear a little bit from everyone. Are there any questions? All right, well, I'm going to put Tino on the spot. So Tino.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tino Malita. I represent Orion Assessment Services. And this will be my second time in Puerto Rico. We were there a few years back. I guess you did a great job. That's why I have no questions, Allison. Looking forward to seeing you all in February.
And so second time in Puerto Rico, but how many UnConferences do you think?
9 now.
You think?
Yeah, I missed 2 because of COVID. So I've been at 11 years, so that should be 9.
It's a good run for sure. All right, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Allison. Hi, Joshua.
Nice to see you.
Tino, I think I remember you. Were you in St. Pete? So this is going to be my second UnConference. And then my business partner, David Scott, he's on today. He said, let's go see this. I said, yeah. And so it's going to be his first time for an UnConference. So I think it's going to be great, and looking forward to seeing you all again.
Yeah, I enjoyed you last year for sure. Let's go to David. David, so we learned a little bit about you.
Boys and girls, good afternoon.
Oh, you're very quiet.
I'm sorry, let me slide over here. Better?
No. No. No, no. I know you're unmuted.
You're muted now. Are you talking to us?
Yeah, sorry, David. If your name was David Scotto as an Italian, you would be loud, so you wouldn't have a problem. See, us Italians, we speak loud. No, we don't hear it at all right now.
Testing 1, 2.
There we go. Yeah.
So Zoom decided to automatically manage my microphone and decided to turn it to the minimum settings.
Fabulous.
And I'm the IT guy for the company, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. This will be my first UnConference and actually my first time in Puerto Rico, not my first foreign country, 37 of those. And yes, I consider Puerto Rico a foreign country. It's an island somewhere out there. But I look forward to it. I look forward to hanging around. Thank you, Allison. You answered everything I had questions on and added on the bug spray, which I was like, ooh, no seams. Yeah, I got it. So Hawaiian shirts and shorts and flip-flops for me. And because I was actually going, do I wear a suit and tie? What am I can do a suit and tie. That's no problem. It's Puerto Rico, though. It's hot. So I really appreciate the primer here, and I look forward to seeing everybody.
Awesome. We look forward to meeting you in person. Chantal.
Hi, everyone. It's going to be my first time, my first UnConference, and my first time in Puerto Rico. I'm so excited.
I thought you would have been to an UnConference already.
No, I've been at ALC for, this is like third year, second to third year, and I didn't go to the UnConference last year.
Oh, well, yeah, I think, yeah, you're gonna kick it off with a bang. Having a good location and a good group.
Yeah. I was told that I have to be there. I can't miss it.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Josh Panisse.
Hi, everybody. Josh, the president of the association, and I have been to the UnConference before several times, and I've been to Puerto Rico even more times as a private individual. It's a beautiful island. You're in for a treat. The hotel location is fabulous. It's right outside of Old San Juan, which is beautiful blue brick streets. It's just a gorgeous area that you'll love. And of course, the beaches are fantastic too. And my personal favorite, if you get a chance to take a tiny little plane to the island of Culebra once the festivities are over, one of the top 10 beaches in the world. Really not a really memorable place to be able to go if you can.
No, Jocelyn, thank you. Oh, please.
Oh, as I said, Puerto Rico has, I think, 3 or 4 different bioluminescent bays where you can kayak through water that all of a sudden starts lighting up as you put your oar in the water. Really amazing too. So tons of things for you first timers to check out in Puerto Rico. It's a beautiful place.
I didn't get the name of the place you said to visit your plane.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Yes.
There's a small island called Culebra, and the beach there is, I think, Playa Flamenco.
Josh, thank you for referencing Old San Juan. Like, I kind of forgot about that, but technically we're within walking distance. There's a bike path to get there. The dinner on Friday night is right there. The fort wall is actually contains Old San Juan. And so I think we're going to be hearing quite a bit of stories of adventures that people take every night while they explore the island. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Josh, for UnConference or anything?
No, just I'm really excited to see everybody there. The UnConference is for most members I talk to is their favorite event of the year, highlight of the calendar. And I even heard one longtime member say it's their favorite event of the year, period, not just an ALC event. So I think you're in for a treat. And the magic of the UnConference is that there's very little speaking. I'll keep my remarks very brief, and the rest of the time we'll be learning from each other, which is the real asset to this association, is the vast wisdom that each of our members bring to this industry. So it'll be a great time. Thank you, Chantal, for being on the committee, Allison for all the work, and Tino for helping to find more sponsorship for this event. This event partly depends on sponsors. So if you haven't yet considered, please do take a look at the link. We're still have a couple sponsorship spots that we need to fill.
Thanks, Josh. And again, I always forget to mention this, but again, you won't see a PowerPoint at all during this event. So it's yeah, I think you're gonna feel refreshed, you're gonna feel recharged, and hopefully make some fantastic connections. I think with that, I think we're done. So we're gonna be sending this off to you beginning of next week, and keep your eyes open for those emails, and I'll make sure to think of anything else to add to the what to pack list, and look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing you all. Thank you,
Thank
Allison.
you. Take
Thank
care,
you.
everyone.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Josh.
Bye.
Thank you,
you.
interpreters.
Yes,
Bye,
thank you.
Marvin.